macro based.
All right. Well, actually, this is a great place to move on, don't you think? We agree. Bottoms are evil. Cuteness is evil.
Yeah, I did want to open one thing, because this is a thing I thought about and I don't have any answers for, and I didn't really think about it long enough to come to anything.
Okay.
Speaking of edging, I didn't think about it long enough to come.
Right, y'all, let's do this. It is time for the Walking Bets, sponsored by DraftKings. My final day in Aruba, but I've got a really cool trip coming up with DraftKings, so stay tuned.
Cute Accelerationist Theory, colligated by the Marketable Archive, with Smugbug, international consultant, political author, and CEO.
About it long enough to come. There is a point in Topology of Bubbles where I think it might be in the notes even, where they say something along the lines of being anti-hierarchy, which, should appeal to me, via the leveling of high culture and low culture.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really have an answer to that depiction of them as anti-hierarchy. It almost makes me think I do have a micro-fascist hierarchical aspect.
You are the first person to come to this realization, and I think Duck is actually like creaming right now. It's incredible. This is, I think, of like a very big moment for you. Smug, I'm curious. What do you think 1,000 plateaus means, right? What does being flat mean in sort of like a Deleuze-Guattari terms?
I truly don't know it well enough to do it justice, so I'll
yeah, same. I've never read it.
Meaning. What? Fuck you! I also haven't read 1,000 Plateaus. I only read Anti-Oedipus, and then I found out later I should have started with 1,000 Plateaus, which is really fucking annoying. So I had to kind of grind it out. So I imagine that flatness relates to the, maybe Angry News can explain this, but I imagine that the 1,000 Plateaus is the idea of I mean, this might even be a place where I disagree with Deleuze and Guattari.
Why do you need 1,000 different plateaus if they're all the same?
Well, I would expect, I would just be guessing at the meaning. I would expect that the 1,000 plateaus are meant to be like I get it. It's an anti-hierarchical leveling of many different aspects of whatever it could be, experience or identity or whatever. So they are all on the same line of like value, like every value is acceptable. But then Deleuze and Guattari cuck themselves by injecting even relativistic moralism. Like, me being a murder fetishist isn't justified by its fucking placement in a hierarchy of producing productive desiring machines. You know what I mean? Like this is they what? Okay.
I'm literally a body without organs.
Yes, but
untapped potentiality for human action. Nice hasn't read 1,000 Plateaus either, so we might be completely fucked.
No, we're fucked. Okay, well, I'll put it this simply. I am not anti-hierarchy. I love hierarchy. What I don't like is hierarchies that haven't been consented to. Hierarchies that you can't freely disassociate from.
And yet you've been born into this world. Curious.
True. And yet I live in a society. Yeah, you got me. But like the pond obviously has a kind of hierarchy, right? Like implicitly, if not explicitly.
The kind of is doing a lot of heavy lifting.
What do you mean?
No, go ahead.
Okay, fair. But like, let's be honest, right? Like, if someone were to look at the pond, like, you actually can't really identify formally the main character, the most powerful person involved, right? We've got Oscar, who literally defines the aesthetic and makes the physical space we live in possible. We've got Wiz, who claims to be the primary authority and kind of like the administrative authority. And then we've got me, the person who was like most adept at like the communicative streaming structure. Like, this thing can't exist without the three of us, and any one of us leaving would materially fuck the entire system. So like, yes, there is a hierarchy of us perhaps over other people, but then the first thing we're trying to do is like raise a hierarchy of alternative streamers like you, who can kind of, that people can kind of, interact and interface with. So like, yes, the hierarchy exists, but the point is that you could leave the fucking pond anytime. There's no like
Bro, it's a pond. It's like, really not that deep. Here. Like, you can sort of just look into the surface of the pond and see your own reflection.
Yes, yeah. Your view of hierarchy is actually the reflection that you see in the surface of the pond. I like that. Yeah, it's your own schizophrenia manifesting in the reflective pool. The cliquiness makes me cringe sometimes. What cliquiness? I don't think there's cliquiness in the pond. I didn't know that. That's not good.
You're being so cute right now.
Teehee, teehee. But this is my point, right? Like there is a hierarchy that is, I think for the most part implicit, and that's normal in like any social group.
Yeah.
But the real point is that it's a voluntary hierarchy. Everyone who joins participates in it. If you don't like it, you leave. If you like it a lot, you contribute more. And honestly, that's okay. Like if you're part of a community and you contribute a lot, that should confer some kind of like social status. It doesn't have to be it shouldn't be material. It shouldn't be like it can also be something that you can use to then control. Yeah, exactly. So I think that's fair enough. I think that it's valuable to have consensual hierarchies because hierarchies can be fun as well. Like no matter how cringe and anarchist you speak to, they're probably going to defer to some gross fetish where hierarchy play is
yeah. You've already denounced
right?
bottoms this stream.
I have, yeah. That's true, yeah. But which I guess it means I've created a hierarchy of the tops being top. But yeah, like, I mean, I think, I subscribe to Nguyen's and, what is it, Bernard's? The Grasshopper. I don't know if you've read that.
Nope.
It's basically...
The Grasshopper that wasn't preparing for winter?
Yes. No.
Thanks.
No, it's a play on that. It's a play on that.
Okay.
It's a philosophical work by by Bernard Suits. That's his name. Bernard Suits. He's great. He's a philosopher who basically tries to come up with like the understanding of the concept of a game. And one of his controversial but I think very poignant ideas is that the end state of utopianism is humanity will just play games, right? We'll just create various artificial unnecessary constructions of rule sets and hierarchies to engage in.
That's interesting.
The stateless classless society at the end of time,
So one of the the interpretations of like Mesoamerican rituals and war was that pretty much everybody had their needs met, but the act of war was a sort of game, one to please the gods and to return your soul back to whence what was gifted towards you, and also to sort of like affirm your like natural sort of gifts given to you against someone else. They were called flower wars.
Okay, I'm kind of into the idea of games to the death in the utopian end state. That's kind of sick. I'm okay if it's voluntary. I think that's kind of cool.
Do you think like actually. Floridians should be able to duel each other?
Yeah, but only to reduce the number of Floridians in play. No, but I think in the utopian end state with zero coercion, like yes, you should be able to like sell yourself into slavery. Yes, you should be able to fight to the death. Assuming a state of play that is so utopian that coercion is an absolute non-factor. Then I think that is what opens everything up to being possible. Like a lot of the lack of freedoms that the right wing complains about are products of our reaction, or really more the liberal reaction to problems that are reactions to problems that exist because of the current state of things, right? Like the only reason you can't say the N-word is because there's a racial hierarchy. In the utopian future, you should be able to say the N-word however and whenever you like, and it won't carry
But then it will lost its meaning, right?
Well, exactly. But then what you'll end up with is false constructions of like fake slurs where there will be people who want to be slurred against because feeling victimized is its own kind of like interesting experience, and people who want to use the slur because victimizing people is its own kind of interesting experience. And in the absence of coercion, then this is like this is the kind of like utopian gameplay. This is very Arthur C. Clarke gay mega future sci-fi. City of the Stars is a really good book for like modeling utopian societies. It's like kind of faux utopian, but it basically like models the idea of what if everyone's immortal, all coercive factors are destroyed.
Utopian realism is what we peddle.
Yeah, utopian realism. That's a cool. Yeah, I haven't heard that term, but it's a good term.
Okay, I think I feel pretty satisfied with topology of baubles.
I'm pretty. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm not. I hate it.
Yeah, of course, because you're so cute, you can never be satisfied.
I think that satisfaction is a valuable experience, and that passing through things is more important than fucking gooning over them. You know, like you should basically be able to experience every
do you think it's like
element of an
reactionary
experience.
to sort of like attach to a fantasy of a moment in the presence?
Yeah, it's so. Honestly, I think that the self is a. This is gonna sound gay. The self is a assemblage of like slices. True, slices of experience extruded through time.
Yeah.
And when you hyperfixate on the
present
tense
you
for
might
the sake
say.
of pleasure, yeah, a hyperject, you fuck, a hyperject printer. You end up. You basically end up. I think that ends up being more dehumanizing. You basically like just get stuck in the present tense in a way, which is a critique I have of some meditative forms. But yeah, you get stuck in like the present, and it disengages you from your actual sense of self, which is extruded through time. Your present experience is never. Your sense of self cannot be present tense. You can only ever consider your selfhood through the lens of like a period, a temporality, right? If I ask you to think about yourself, you're gonna think about yourself over the course of time. You can't explain your present state as a point of selfhood.
Yeah, again, I'm the stratified intensification of potential of the past, present, and future.
Well,
you're literally speaking to the wrong entity.
Okay,
hyper entity.
You aside, every other possible object I could be relaying this to would agree with me. But yes, you excluded, I suppose, in this context, you are the only thing that this does not apply to, you fucking egg.
Are you having a meltdown? Are you a little mad?
Yeah, I'm good. Cultural meltdown, yeah.
Alright.
So yeah, I fucking hate that. That made me very, very angry. It's disgusting and gross and evil. You should fuck and climax and then move on with your fucking life. Stop gooning, stop edging, okay? Don't
stop reminiscing. There are no mistakes. I agree. It's only a mistake if you don't learn.
Is okay. Sure, yeah, true.
Alright, let's
Pass through things.